Hello everyone, welcome to another video review by Commesorex, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Bioformer I have right in front of me. But before we get started on that, I do have to say once again that I am going to do a Q&A video to thank all the people who have subscribed to this channel. And thank you guys so much for subscribing. It means a lot to me to see at least 68 people interested in my mocks. But I am doing a Q&A video as thanks to you guys, so don't forget to submit your questions on the last update video I did, which I'll put a link to that somewhere. It'll be in the description, definitely. But yeah, post your questions on the last update video so that they're easier for me to find. And, you know, yeah, just post questions that you want to see answered. And thank you guys, again, so much for subscribing. It really does mean a whole lot to me. But, anyway, here we have the Bioformer I'm doing today, and if you saw the Let's Build, you know what this guy looks like in robot mode, but here's his vehicle mode, and you can see mask creation back here. But other than that, here's his vehicle mode. This is a ship, and it's a really nice ship. It's a ship that I like. I think it's cool. But yeah, so this is kind of a ship. I was going for kind of a armor type ship, like a heavy type ship, like maybe not a bomber, but just something with a lot of armor. I think I got that. You know, it definitely looks pretty armored, pretty like a heavy ship, but it does have that sleek element to it. So it's not just like this big clunky ball that's got wings on it. It's a nice ship. You can see it has this shape to it where it goes up, and then you have some bumps, and then it pretty much just goes down and it straightens out. It's a pretty nice shape. Even the bottom forms kind of a nice shape. It's just a pretty good ship overall. There are the problems with it, which are unavoidable. Like, it is quite gappy. There's a lot of air in it, especially from the side view. All this space right here, which you can see it better from the bottom, all of that is empty. There's a little space in here that's empty, but with CCBS and making vehicles with it, and it's just, you can't fill every space, or else the guy's going to get too big, too cluttered, and just lose way too much just to fill some gaps. So they're a problem, but it's kind of a problem that is really, really hard to fix in a good way. So other than that, that's just the nature of CCBS. If you're going to build a transformer with it, it's going to have some gaps. It's just mostly unavoidable. But other than that, I do enjoy the way this looks. You have your red all over with some gunmetal and silver and a little bit of black. So here's the top view. This is a better way to see it. So you see you have your silver back here, a little bit of gold, some trans red as well. It just kind of flows in from these, up these, down, back to some red, and then you have this nice rib cage piece on the top of the front, which I think looks nice. I almost use this for the actual chest piece of the robot mode, but I decided against it because it looks cool here. Just has, I don't know what kind of feel to it, but I think it looks really nice there. And it has this little gold thing to connect it to the feet as the nose. It's definitely nice. You have your red here flowing in, and you got your large wings, which have a very big gap in them, but I used, I can show you right now, I only have like 2 of these flame pieces, as you can see here, and I took those out of the sword, so they're empty. Yeah. You see this kind of fans out here. I'm not sure how much I like that, but I'm not going to change it, because then that changed the robot mode, and I think the robot mode fine. Or the robot mode is fine. You can see the bottom is unusually armored and sleek looking. You see you have the armor from the legs here, and then you have your chest armor here. Not too bad, you know, not too shabby. Usually the bottom of my builds are like mostly bare, but this one actually has some armor on the bottom. Back is the back. Yeah, that was a great description by me. You see you have the mask of creation here, and then you have his arms just filling out the back. I think it does a good job though. I think the shape is respectable. Has some, you know, kind of clunkiness to it, but not too much. Colors are pretty okay. Yeah, it's just a cool ship if you like it. with the wings do have some movement in them. So right now, this is how they're going to be like standard if you were to build this guy, or just, you know, how I made the standard. They're on 2 ball joints, one here and one here, so you can move them if you so desire to be like this, like a sleek thing, or, you know, just get some more speed. You can move them farther back, just like a bit, because you have some movement at the base of the whole assembly, so you can move them farther back if that's what you want. You can also get some tilt out of them, so you can tilt this down, you can tilt them up. Really, you just have a lot of movement with these wings, which allows you to move them wherever you want. Another way I like to put them is like to spin them around, like so. And I can get this one in there. Do this, because that looks cool on this guy. I like this a lot more than the original version. Yeah, you could also like let's see if I can get this out here. Let's see. If you do some twisting, trying to get this to work out, you could bring it more into the body, like that, if you want to do that, but I think I like it better when the wings are more splayed out. Just looks cooler to me. But yeah, that's his vehicle mode. I don't really have much more to say about it, except I like it, and I hope you guys like it. It's pretty cool. Probably are wondering what's up with another massive creation dude, and since I have the wings all messed up anyway, let's go ahead and transform this guy. So, what you want to do is, first let's just move the wings like this, just to get them out of the way of everything else. Next thing, let's just pull them like this, and maybe angle up so I have a little more space to work with. And let's pull out the feet, like so. And then you have his leg done. That was easy. Alright, so for his arms, you're going to split them, like that, and then pull them down and straighten them out, like so, and like so. So just kind of keep the wings out the way. So next, what you want to do, let's see, you're going to have to pull his head up to get some space. Then you just kind of angle these so that they don't hit the head, because you don't want that mask to fly off. Then you're going to pull all of this up, like so. Let's see if I can get a good view. So this gearbox, this is going to make contact with the connectors right up here. So that'll be the limit of how much you can bend it. A little more than 90 degrees. So you're going to bend it up all the way, then you're just going to press it down onto the body. Before you can do that though, you're going to pull this out, spin this around, and then set it on there. Then you should be able to set this down right onto the body. This guy's just got a lot of stuff hanging off him right now. So you're going to spin these shoulder pads. These wings really get in the way of the transformation. Never noticed how much they did before. This time they just really seem to be a nuisance. So you're going to spin the shoulder pads around and, you know, position them like shoulder pads. So let's do this one. Let's just move the head. And there we go. And then that pops off. Yeah. So then, let's put that back, and let's continue. So, back here, what you're gonna do is kind of pull these up, like so, like that. So then you can take these, spin them around, and then set them close to the back, so that they're in more. Like that, so you can see it forms a just a straight edge right there. I'm not really sure how else to describe that. Just kind of spin these around, and then they'll press close to the back of the body as much as they can. So you have the sword sticking up out of his back. And there you have this guy. And you may be wondering, well, who is this guy? Who is this mock? I guess it's a good time to tell you that this mock is Dark Tahu. A gasp falls over the crowd. I said that really weird. But anyway, this is another version of Dark Tahu, which I haven't done in quite a while because I had no real reason to. But now I do. This is Dark Tahu. And now you have a whole lot of questions like, why does he have the Mask of Creation? Well, that'll be explained soon. But first, let's just 360 this. pull him back and let's see, what does this guy look like? You can see he does look a whole lot like Dark Tahu. I probably should have his mask over there so you can see, you know, what he looks like with the Tahu mask. But this is how Dark Tahu upgraded himself once he got the Mask of Creation. One thing, if you saw my last Bioformer review, which is Makolta, one thing you'll notice with this guy is that he has no trans blue on him. Trans blue on Makolta was to kind of signify that he was adding on to himself, creating more, and that was just kind of like the energy of the Mask of Creation. This guy just, he knew what he wanted to do and he just did it, so it's all solid and just there. But yeah, here he is. This is the new Dark Tahu. Bigger and badder than ever. Let me tell you, when I was building this, I was just kind of taking apart Tahu. Then I like made some changes to his legs, and I think I had the chest piece on because that was simple. After I like changed the armor on his legs and here, he for some reason looked a whole lot taller than the original Tahu. I don't know why, but yeah, that was just an odd thing I'm sharing with you guys. So anyway, this is him. So his colors, they're pretty. Well, I don't know about balance because he doesn't have a whole lot of black on him besides his bones, but I do enjoy the color scheme. I think it fits him. The original had gunmetal, silver, gold, and red, and this has the same. He does have a bit more trans orange, which he didn't have a lot of on his original form for some reason. He had like 2 shells of it, but now he has like 5. So anyway, with this guy, I kind of had the idea of maybe like melding him with Kolta just a little bit, which is why I decided to use these the skeletal, or you know, these, yeah, and this ribcage piece. I'm not sure I'm gonna put that as like a story thing where he just like melded with Kolta, but you know, I did decide to use some Kolta influence on him, which is why I used some of the pieces I used. You'll see he has this the trans orange on his arms to signify like the power of fire flowing through him, and he has a little bit on his legs just because that looks cool. But yeah, I do like this guy. The colors flow pretty well. We have his feet, which are silver, his wings are silver, and the shoulder pads are silver and gunmetal, which the gunmetal matches with. Oh, I never noticed that the only things that are actually gunmetal on this guy are these pieces. And he only has 4 of them, but whatever. It matches well enough. I think it's good. And he has enough red and some black, so he has this kind of dark feel. Yeah, he just has like a dark feel, even maybe a little bit. No, I don't see it. I was gonna say maybe a little bit like ghostly, but not really. Yeah, that is about it for his color scheme. His backpack, it's not all that bad. The wings kind of pull it out just a little bit more because of their curvature, but really it's not that bad. Let's see if I can, this may not be possible. Let's see if I can move this. You can kind of see, yeah, it's really not all that much. It's not all that bad. So he doesn't come with a lot of a backpack, just a little bit, and that's a good thing. As for the arms, which I guess I'll go over articulation soon, so I'm going to talk about this. The arms just have a little bit of a problem moving backwards because of all this stuff here. This I had to be careful with, this ball joint right here, that it didn't come out too far because that would interfere with the arms. As it is, they still kind of do all the stuff on his back, but it's as minimal as I can get it. So yeah. So with that said, let's go over to articulation. Starting with the arms, or the shoulder pads. It's going to move forward and back. They have some pivot up here where they connect to those connectors. Then they could rotate and stuff and go up. So with that said, the arms can go pretty far up. Think about this far. They can, you know, rotate, they can go back, they can go forward. Bends at the elbow about 90 degrees, and then got all your hand articulation, which is just a little bit limited going out. So then, his arms are pretty much unhindered, almost, except for up. The head is on a ball joint, like always, got your tilts, like that. You can go back, you can go, not so much down, just because of how the mask is shaped with this chin here. But you can get everything else, you can look up, you can look wherever. His legs are the last thing, so they can go forward a lot. They can go back about this far. It's mostly the sword that's blocking him, so if you just move that to the side, you get a little bit more movement back there. But it can go out, it can go in, and it's got that rotate for stuff. Then you can bend in the knees a lot more than 90 degrees, so that's good. And then the feet go all over the place wherever you need, just a little bit limited forward. And yeah, so that's good. He's got all the articulation he needs to get him into some cool poses. Unfortunately, his arms don't have the rotation, which probably would have been helpful for doing like this, to get him looking like all cocky, like, yeah, you can't defeat me now, guys. Doesn't quite work out because you can't really get the hand on the hip. So yeah, unfortunately, that is a pose I'd like to get him in a lot, but I just can't do it properly. Unfortunately, I guess I could change out. I could have changed out the upper arm, but I didn't for some reason. I guess I never thought of it before now. But yeah, not too bad, not too shabby. So let's go over the story on this guy before we get to the weapon over there. The story on this guy. So we left off. Makulta had the mask for creation, and he planned on destroying all the other masks, getting rid of the Toa and the Kimu in one fell swoop. Now, what happened there was that someone came in to save them, and that someone is this guy. He swooped in his previous ship mode, stole the mask right off Makulta's face when he least expected it, and then put it on, and then turned himself into this guy. So that's very much the story on this. Now, as for how he got defeated, I'm not quite sure. My concept on that would be that the protectors got there like fast for some reason. I don't know, maybe they got called or something. Anyway, the protectors somehow got there, and they lent their mask to the Toa so that they could have a little bit of elemental ability. And they somehow defeated Dark Tahu, who was immensely powerful and was like creating really bad stuff like minions that were Kulta. And you know that if you have like 10 Kultas, then you're pretty much set to conquer all of Akodo, because, man, Kulta is no joke. So yeah, it's pretty much the story behind this guy and how he was defeated. But just to warn you, every defeat doesn't always mean that you lose everything. And with that said, you'll see what that means in a later mock. So anyway, let's go over his sword. This is his sword, and it's a pretty nice sword. This is the pommel. It's simple, Borak eyes. This is the sword. It's a pretty nice sword. I do like how this looks. It's got some red on the hilt and some black, some gold here, and mostly silver up front. I wanted to use this just so he could steal a mask. I don't know why, but you know, he can. You know, you've seen how this works most likely by this time. You just do that and the mask goes off. Yeah, that was a great description. Anyway, yeah, so this is his sword. It has the mask stealing portion up front, some gold, just make it some more ornamental. It doesn't really fit in with the overall sword though. I'm not sure if this gold piece comes in red. It might, but I don't have it. So anyway, this you can put on here, and the great thing about how this connects with that red connector is that once you take the sword off, you can leave the connector on the hands, so that when he transforms to vehicle mode, the hands will like peg together. And then once you do that, you can put in the pommel on here, and then you can store this off as a single piece instead of having both these pieces separate. And that is good, because there's no storage for this anywhere on his body, so at least you can store this as a single piece instead of having to worry about the smaller piece getting lost. But with that said, let's just give it to him already. There's the top part, and there's the bottom. It's a one-handed sword, despite it looking so heavy. I mean, he's got the mask of creation, he can just give himself immense muscle. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this guy. He's Dark Tahu, and if you haven't seen that original Dark Tahu video, I'll link to that. It's a pretty simple concept. It's just basically the reason all these bionicles and stuff can transform is because Energon came to the planet through some dimensional convergence thing, and stuff. Yeah, it's complicated. Yeah, so Energon fell from the sky, and Dark Energon hit Tahu at some point, creating this kind of clone of him that was evil, ruthless. Basically, it's Tahu, but with no restraint, completely unmonitored, uncontrolled, and like ruthless. Yeah, Think of Tahu if he was evil to the max, like he had no good qualities in him. That is who Dark Tahu is. And it's a really tough opponent because of it. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about this guy. So, one last look at him with his sword. He's looking quite cool. I like to have this resting on his shoulder in some poses. But yeah. So, let's get him in a nice pose, I say. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. And thank you so much if you have subscribed. It really does mean a lot to me. So, thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys later.